go. We're underway in Madden Ultimate Team.
And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Well, that's the thing, the beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. Throwing Nix. He's got it complete to Gibbs.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
That's going to be a good matchup for him. Using him out of the backfield and telling those linebackers, hey, you're not only going to have to try and run with him, but you're going to have to try and tackle him in the open field.
To throw is Nix. A short throw there to Strange. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him up to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
Back to the air with Nix. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage. He decided to test him early, but it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. Nix to the air.
This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
Britton Strange.
An 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the Ravens put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point.
And the Ravens lead at 7-0.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20.
Looking to put a drive together. Toss play. This is Eric Dickerson.
Now he's free to midfield.
And finally down at the 32-yard line. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 49 yards. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
They'll go right back to the ground with Dickerson. And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now Burrow. This is taken in by McBride. But he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
Jaguars, first down. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll try and run for it here with Dickerson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
A loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and goal at the Ravens.
Now it's Burrow.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Set, go, Rig. 19, Tiger, 19.
They get this out left. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. And the first play will be a field goal try. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick is good.
So a conservative decision there, but it does put him on the board.
And I know the players hate it and the coaches hate it, but sometimes you just got to take the points when they're there. Sometimes a field goal is pretty darn good.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field. Now he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Merrick.
And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
Hawk 70. Go street.
Inside give to Dickerson.
And a good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. 63 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Cougar 19.
Dickerson trying the right side. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Buffalo 18.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Jesse Bates.
And the Ravens are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Now it's Nix. That's caught. It's Strange, the tight end.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Hold on a sec.
Gets it quickly outlined to Thornton.
Oh, what a juke into space. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Ravens.
Hold on a sec.
Nix to throw again. A short throw there to Strange.
So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 39-yard line.
To throw, here's Nix.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout
7 yards.
as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Third down and 13.
Hold on a sec.
Here's Nix. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Minka Fitzpatrick. Then he will take it across midfield and down to the 45.
So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Burrow looking to pass. Over the middle, complete. It's Moss. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
It's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And his kick is indeed good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6.
Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And they've got a little under 40 seconds to go if they want to try to put something together here. Working out of the gun is Nix. Got his man. It's the tight end Strange with it.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
42-yard line.
2nd and 3.
Nick's going to keep this himself.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Nix. He's going to wind up and air it out. He's got it at the 15. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Dante Thornton as the first half is winding down.
And the Ravens would extend their lead here just before halftime. Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey.
And the lead is up to 8.
14. Jaguars 6.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
18 runs.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. That is complete. It's Eric Dickerson. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. And this one is right through. And that'll get the lead down to 5.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock.
The final shot before break. Nix. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
So left side hauled in by McBride.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence.
Oh, the turnover fuss continues. Here's another interception. Down the right sideline. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. Well, the defense obviously could not have drawn up a better start to the second half. They're holding on to that slim lead, just looking for a stop. Not only do they get the stop, Charles, they get the pick six.
Another example that life comes at you fast, doesn't it? One play ago, they're defending a slim lead coming out of the break. Now they're one more stop away from thinking about a possible put-away drive.
Aubrey good with a PAT.
And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, yeah, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone. At this point in the game and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
18 Cardinal, 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
Burrow will throw. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
They'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Brings up third and 5.
Dragon 60.
Now it's Burrow. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Jaguars first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
Jaguars first down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now they'll send Kupp in motion right.
Dickerson on the handoff. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
90 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that would look like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
Over the middle, that's hauled in by Kupp. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
Jaguars first down. First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
19 Lions.
Here's Burrow. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second.
To throw again on second down. Burrow. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Randy Moss with an amazing diving catch.
And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. The extra point up and good by Auburn.
And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
The Ravens take over first down team at their own 35-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves it with 2 to go on second down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try to keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports.
Completes this one to Thornton.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll bring up second down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Another run for Gibbs here. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. An ideal down and distance to try to finish this thing off. 2nd and inches.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And he'll get nothing out of that one. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
They'll run with Gibbs.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9.
And as this drive began, the offense had to be thinking touchdown, knowing the situation. Even after that loss, touchdown still on their minds. This is a one-possession game. A field goal doesn't do them a whole lot of good.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down. to the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
Bo Nix keeping it himself from 8 yards out. And the Ravens will add to their fourth quarter lead.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt away the game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Let's go. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Go.
Here's Burrow. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. Here's 2nd down.
Gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 44-yard line.
Going to give it up the middle. Here's Dickerson. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
It's a gain of a yard. And the Jaguars
Throwing, Burrow.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
a loss of 4 yards. It's 2nd down.
Burrow.
Under pressure, and they got to him again.
This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. Burrow. He'll try and do this himself. Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
You have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
Now Burrow.
And he is going to be stopped here for no gain, and that is going to be the final play of this football game. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.